are now listening to LSL. You are now listening to LSL.
Hey guys and gals, welcome back to B2B, Back to the Basics. I am your host, Shake and Vape 007, along with Folk Art and BlackMamba. For those of you that are just tuning in, BlackMamba has been with us for the past few weeks. And let me tell you, this dude has made some tremendous progress. I mean, not only in single flavor testing, but he was able to accomplish a recipe, and he had released it on alltheflavors.com. We will get to that later on in the show. If you guys enjoy our content, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for up-and-coming events and content. Also, if you guys have any questions in the chat that are watching live, make sure you tag us at B2B or DIY Mixers Crew, either or, it don't matter. So how's it been going, guys? BlackMamba, man, how's it going, man, since we talked to you last week, man? I see you got a little recipe released there on all the flavors, man. It looks good. I'm anxious to mix this up.
How's it going, man? I mean, everything's been going all right. Yeah, I did wind up releasing a recipe. It is a blueberry lemon smoothie, and I really liked it, so I wound up just releasing it. Just trying to get my foot in the door, you know.
Awesome.
But,
oh, yeah.
Other than that, I've just been trying to find more concentrates to mix with and more things to mix it up.
Cool.
So, Folk Art.
Yep.
We missed you last week. Hope all is well with the fam.
Yeah, it's going a lot better. Had some trouble with my brother. He fell and hurt himself pretty bad, but he's on the mend, so we're hoping for the best.
Yeah, we pray for you, man. I'm glad that he's back up and getting on his feet. Glad to have you back this week.
Yep. Glad to be back.
Yeah, man. So, with that being said, got a little list. What do we want to do first? We want to talk about Vercel's recipe or BlackMamba's recipe?
Sure. We'll bring it up here.
Well, how about that? How about this? We'll let BlackMamba talk about it.
Okay.
And he could talk about some of the single flavor testing that he did with the flavors that he chose to put in this particular recipe and why he used them. and why he used it at those percentages to create this awesome looking blueberry recipe.
Yeah. So what was your inspiration for this, BlackMamba?
So my inspiration was actually I was going to be mixing up I wanted to mix up just a blueberry lemonade, and then I was like, you know what? I'm still liking my creams. I'm liking my creams better.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? What can I mix? So I wound up just trying to find something I can mix up with it. I didn't have any ice cream, so I was sitting there like, ooh, what can I mix with it? What can I mix? So I wound up going with the Vienna cream. Wound up mixing that inside of there. God, I mean, just really.
Well, there's not much. I mean, when you're using Vienna cream and FA cream fresh, you really can't go bad on that. I mean, that's some really good flavors, especially with fruits and things. So that was a very good choice. Very good choice.
Yeah. The reason why I went with Blueberry Wild, I mean, I was told from plenty of mixers that was one of the the best blueberries. So I wound up getting that flavor. I wound up single flavor testing it before I actually used it inside of the recipe. And once I single flavor tested it, I thought that it was a pretty good flavor. You know, you really get that bitter sweetness of the blueberry.
Mm-hmm. That's actually one flavoring that I haven't tried yet, but it's on my list to buy because I want to mix this up.
The reason why I use Flavor Arts Bilberry, I use Flavor Arts Bilberry just as a what's the word I'm looking for? As a bonding note to bond with the Blueberry Wild.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought that it adds a little bit more of that sweeter taste to the recipe, so I added on some bilberry.
Yeah. There's many times when you have a certain fruit that you like, but it's not complete, and you can add something like bilberry or a boysenberry or something like that to a blueberry and really make it a deeper flavor fruit. So that was a good choice on that too. Awesome.
The reason why I used Lemon Sicily from Flavor Arts was because it really gives you that really tanginess of a lemon. That's what I really like in a lemon. I'm not really for a juicier lemon, kind of like a sweeter lemon. I want like actually biting into an actual lemon. That's what I want to taste, and that's what I really got out of Flavor Arts Lemon Sicily. So that's what I wound up using for my lemon. When I did single flavor test it, you were really getting that really like bitterness taste and sourness taste of a lemon. So I really like that. The recipe actually kind of like messed me up a little bit when I first got it because when I first mixed it up, if you look at Lemon Sicily when you first get it, it has the alcohol inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's kind of like that grayish color. So when I mixed up my recipe for the first time, I was looking at it and I was just like, why is my whole bottle like the grayish color of the lemon? And I actually wound up contacting one of my buddies and everything, and he wound up telling me, he was like, just keep the top off the bottle, let it air out for a couple hours, and then it'll go back to the clear note. And I was like, okay. So I wound up doing that, and it went back.
Yeah. So
you'll know. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, David. I know you probably wanted to comment on the Lemon Sicily.
They get foggy and shit once in a while, and the temperature plays a role. You know what I mean? Once, like, depending on what time of the year, depending on what region you live in, you know, if it's hot, cold, whatever, you know, flavors can get goofy on you sometimes, you know. But your buddy gave you the right advice on that. So for a lot of you new mixers out there, sometimes when you do get flavors like that, that look kind of weird to you, that come in the mail, you know, they look cloudy or they look like this, they look like that. Sometimes weather can play a factor in that. You know, give them a chance to warm up, give them a nice shake to see if they, you know, go back to being like a clear depending on what flavor it is. Some are super dark, but like from being cloudy, you know what I mean? And if it doesn't, then you can always, maybe contact the vendor that you bought it from, and they probably will be more than likely and to replace it. Now, I know there's some flavors that I even have, like I think it's the lime. Is that the one you were talking about, BlackMamba? Or was it the lemon Sicily?
I was actually talking about lime and lemon Sicily. I can actually, here's my flavor arts lime Tahiti cold pressed, and it's still, you can still kind of see that cloudiness.
Yeah, mine's the same way, but it's such an awesome flavor though. So
yeah, it's so amazing.
I can give a shit less if it's cloudy. It vapes so good. I love that flavor. Love it. But a good choice of flavors in this recipe. Me as well as Folk Art. I put an order for Bull City, and it figures the ship's not coming in until tomorrow. I checked the USPS tracking. It's going to be coming in tomorrow on that blueberry, and as soon as it comes in, I will mix it up. But just by looking at the percentages and everything in the recipe, it looks freaking dynamite, and I cannot wait to vape it. I think Russell, I know he's in the background there. I think he actually mixed it up from what I remember.
Yeah, he told me that he really liked it. I think that he may have had to sub the blueberry for a different blueberry. I'm not sure about that. But
nobody has that fucking blueberry, but that's all right.
That's the thing with all these recipes that's out there. I mean, I've got a pretty good arsenal of flavorings, but when somebody puts one out there that I want to try, I'm always missing at least one. That's
story of every mixer's life. It don't matter. I know guys out there that have 700 plus flavors, and then you throw a recipe out there, and they're like, Jesus Christ, really? I need one. You know what I mean? That's everybody. You know what I mean? So just get used to it, new mixers. You're going to see a lot of phenomenal recipes out there that you're like, oh shit, I got to try this, and then you're going to maybe missing a flavor.
Yeah.
But I could tell you one thing. People get pissed off when you say, can I sub this? Can I sub that? Can I sub this? No, you cannot sub it. There are some exceptions. There are some rules. There are some flavors you can sub. But the majority of the time, when a person creates a recipe, they pick that flavor for a reason.
Yeah.
So that's why that flavor's in there. And if you want to get a one-on-one rendition on what that artist was trying to create, your best bet is just to go out and source that flavor and buy it to mix it.
Absolutely.
So anyhow, congratulations on that recipe. Now, let me ask you though, did you run into any issues, any problems when you first created this? Now, was it for you? Everybody's different. Did you just kind of write this down on paper and mix it? Okay, it's good off the scale. Or did you kind of run into any like trials and tribulations? Like talk about that, like on some of your like versions. Like was this like version 1 or is this version 1, 2, 3?
So this is I'd say this is around.
And say, well, shit
it. I'd say this is actually it's a mix between actual version 1 and version 1.5. So the reason why is that when I had originally mixed up the recipe, I actually had Blueberry Wild at 5%, and I had Lemon Sicily at 1.2%. When I first mixed it up, I wasn't tasting. It was like so dull. I wasn't tasting any blueberry or any lemon at all. I was just tasting the Vienna cream and tasting the creme fraiche.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually added 2% more of the Blueberry Wild. Actually, I was in chat with Steam Room, and he had informed me. He was like, "Hey, I know that the average percentages on ATF actually says 5%. Well, it says 4.3, but I rounded up to 5." And then he was like,
"Go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you."
He was like, "Try it at around 7%." So I went up trying it around 70% and 7%, and I went up trying the Lemon Sicily around 1.8, and then you can really taste that those notes.
Yeah, those average percentages on all the flavors can be very misleading. I mean, I think that the flavors that you get from the vendor, they're going to tell you that they're 5%, but they're really 4.3. And misunderstood because
obscured.
Well, it's like some recipes. It may be very very. They're wanting the blueberry to be very very heavy, and up front. And on a lot of recipes, maybe they're just adding just a little bit of blueberry, just as an accent note. So then you get that really low percentage that you use, and you get the really high, and then you get that average in between. Depending on what you want to make, you may want to go much higher than the average. So when you're looking at recipes and the average uses on all the flavors, just always keep that in mind. Look at what the recipes are that are using it at those percentages.
Yes, good advice.
Yeah,
good advice, folk art. So yeah, I mean that's a good thing for new mixers out there to do. Also, is when you're trolling like all the flavors, and if you're coming up like what BlackMamba did with the like his blueberry recipe, depending on how that blueberry is being used in a recipe, whether it be a pie or a cream vape or whatever, try to gauge it on what they're doing, to kind of give you an idea, to give you some inspiration, and it'll help you, cut out a lot of work. And that's one of the things that I like about the recipes on all the flavors. The majority of them are very good recipes. So, if you pick a recipe that's close to what you're trying to do, it'll kind of give you an idea on what your starting point can be, and that could take a lot of homework out. I'm not saying that single flavor testing isn't very important to a new mixer, because, going back to picking out somebody's recipe and maybe mixing it to give it a try, that blueberry might sit different on your palate than somebody else's.
Yeah.
So it is still, at the end of the day, it is still very important for new mixers to do single flavor testing on all their concentrates that come in. Now, another good piece of advice that I would give new mixers, being that your arsenal of flavors is small right now, try to kind of get into a habit when you make a new order with a vendor, and when you get those new flavors in, don't put it off. Don't get them in the mail and just let them sit on your table for 3 to 4 days. And I mean, granted, people work and stuff like that. It's a hobby, but it'll start snowballing on you, because next thing you know, you're going to have like fucking 500 flavors sitting on your table, and you're going to be like, Jesus Christ, where am I going to start?
Yeah.
So it's good. It's good to get in the habit of kind of mixing up a base of whether or not you're going to single flavor test with nicotine. Now, like me personally, and I think there's a majority of mixers, when they do single flavor test, I do single flavor testing with nicotine on what percentage that I'm going to be vaping at, which is 3. So I make up a base of like 75-25 with the nicotine minus like 2%, 3% flavoring or whatever. That way I have it on hand. It's easy. And then as soon as my flavors come in, it might be 1 to 3 days or 1 to 5 day time frame, but try to give yourself a goal, when those flavors come in, to say, okay, I'm going to give myself 5 days to test these 15 flavors that I got in. That way they're done. That way it's not going to snowball on you. And that way you can have that homework done. So that way, when you are in recipe creation, like you, BlackMamba, oh shit, yeah, that's right, I did that. I just look up, wrote down that, okay, this blueberry tastes like this, at this percentage is, bang, you're done. It takes a lot of the guessing work out, and in the end, it's going to save you a lot of time and frustration when creating a recipe.
Yeah.
But kudos on that.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's some really good advice, because when I first started mixing, I was not single flavor testing, and that was the problem that I was having, and I already had like 100 and some flavorings that I had not flavor tested, and then I finally got it through my thick skull. I need to start testing these. It was so overwhelming. I got 100 of these I have to test. If I would have just started when I first started getting them in, I would have had all that work done already. So.
Yeah. Whether or not if you put it on OneNote or a piece of paper or whatever, a notepad, just it doesn't have to be crazy either. It's just simple, because you wasn't with us in the beginning when we were talking about single flavor testing and stuff like that, but it's just simple notes. It doesn't have to be like this extravagant book that you have to write, say, I taste fucking almond subtle at way at the ass. No, you do the single flavor, like marshmallow, for instance. I taste sweetness, cream. That's it. 1 to 2 words to give you an idea on where it's at and give you a percentage of what you think that it's going to be good in the recipe. So, real quick, I don't know where BlackMamba, I don't know if he had to take a leak or whatever, but he did give us his flavor list on some of the flavors that he actually has in his arsenal. And I am very excited that he has such a hoard. Very nice, BlackMamba, on the flavors that you got in your arsenal right now. And you said that you wanted to kind of maybe create a recipe live for us, which is awesome. So we're gonna me and Folk Art pretty much have 90% of the flavors except for that fucking blueberry, but whatever. so you were thinking of creating a recipe. What are you thinking for some of the flavors that you have in your inventory? Maybe try to create something. Me and Folk Art can help you. Maybe you can throw out the percentages, what you think, and we can kind of guide you through kind of doing a live mixing session today. So what do you think?
I think that would be good. Two of the flavors that I really want to work with, not saying that I want to work with them together, but if they could be mixed together, that would be pretty awesome. The 2 flavors I want to work with, an apple. I do have double apple, and I want to work with a banana. I have banana cream and I have banana Foster. I don't know. I cracked open banana Foster last night and I smelled it for the first time and I was just like, why haven't I mixed something with this yet? And then I cracked open banana cream and I was just like, seriously? Give me 1 second.
That's okay. Yeah, they're both phenomenal flavors. And like getting to like say TFA Bananas Foster, I remember I ordered that a while back, and it is. I honestly think that that's a excellent standalone flavor. You probably could add some accents to it, but honestly, I'd mix it at like 8 to 10% solo, man. Let that shit steep for about 10 days, or not 10 days, 5 days, and it's pretty good. It's pretty spot on. I like it. Since you're a bakery guy, you said you like some bakeries and stuff like that when we talk offline. Just by looking at some of your flavors, what do you think, Folk Art? Maybe a banana cream pie or a banana pie or maybe an apple pie, or what do you think? Yeah.
I really think that I kind of want to work with banana more, so I'm thinking like a banana cream pie or something like that.
Okay. So you got a few aspects of a recipe when you're creating. Now, this is some of the stuff that you may or may not used in the recipe creation that you did, because I think you were actually working on this recipe before you joined us. But there's a few things. You got mouthfeel, texture, like all that stuff that's going to be in this. Okay. Folk Art can help out with this. So with some of the flavors that you have, you can actually pick them out. But of course, if you're going to do a banana cream pie, I think TFA banana cream would probably be the way to go. So what are you thinking? Now, real quick though, I know we're kind of putting you on the spot. Have you flavor tested the majority of these flavors or no? That are in your inventory? Because I don't want to say, hey, what do you think that you can use? And then all of a sudden you'd be like, well, shit, I didn't flavor test that, so I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm going to be honest. No, I haven't.
That's okay. hey, look, man, it's a hobby. You know what I mean? It's not like every day, 9 to 5, 40 hours a week shit. So, you know what I mean? But anyhow, so I'm thinking me and Folk Art will kind of walk you through this, and we'll give you our thoughts. I think like I said, to start off, to get the banana cream is the TFA banana cream. Now you Folk Art can help me on this. We're going to kind of dissect this for you to kind of put it in stages. okay, and this is for new mixers out there, you have to create stages in your recipe in order to accomplish that goal on what you want to do in your recipe. So you're going to have your filling, okay? You're going to have your crust, and then you're going to have your topping, okay, in your pie. So you're going to have to focus on those three aspects of this recipe as a new mixer to kind of figure out, the flavors that I have in my arsenal, what can I use and what can I pick out that I have in there that's going to make up that crust? What am I going to do to kind of make up that filling? And then what am I going to do to make up that topping if I want a topping on this pie? Kind of think of it as like cooking, and this goes back to layering in a recipe. There's those three layers that you want to focus on in a recipe in order for you to complete this recipe to make it whole and to make it taste good. So what do you think, Folk Art?
For the crust.
So let's give Vercel. I mean, granted, you haven't tried any of these. Okay, you said you haven't tried most of them, but just kind of give a quick glance on the flavors that you have. What do you think would kind of be a decent ingredient in your arsenal to kind of come up with a crust?
Now
think texture. Clear. Yeah, think texture. Yeah, think texture. Think when I'm eating a pie, what do I get in that? What do I get in that crust? You know what I mean?
I'm thinking
graham cracker clear.
Yep. Yeah, okay. Graham cracker clear, or I believe I had. Give me 1 second.
He has a little bit of or he has some 027. I'm not so sure that would work that well in a crust, but it possibly could.
I'm looking at some decent ingredients that you got in there. I'll give you a hint. You got something from Capella. You got another one from TFA that you could probably use.
So, why don't we just focus on this graham cracker clear that he's got here?
I'm thinking cheesecake graham crust.
Perfect. Yep, that'd work. So, you could actually just take those two flavorings, and that could be your crust. Just by themselves. Now, if I were wanting to make a more flaky crust, you would probably need a different flavoring that you don't currently have. Maybe like a TPA pie crust or something like that. But for a nice graham cracker crust, those two flavorings is all that you need, and also that cheesecake graham crust will add a little bit of creaminess to that bananas and cream.
Biscuit, yeah. Well, he don't have biscuit either. But as far as flaky, now that's another thing you want to think out. Do you want like a when you're and then this goes back to recipe creation and kind of like sitting down and thinking about how I want to create this crust. Now, I think a lot of mixers out there don't focus a lot on their crust. They think about the filling and that's it. And I mean, I wouldn't say it's too crazy in the DIY community, but like a lot of commercial companies do that. They'll say, "Oh, it's a fucking banana cream pie," and then you'll taste it, and it'll taste like banana cream, but where's the crust?
Right.
So I think a lot of people lose focus on the crust, and I think that's one of the things that should be a star of the show when you're making a pie. Yeah. You know what I mean? You do have an ingredient that sticks out to me. Is sugar cookie. You can also incorporate Capella sugar cookie in there to kind of give it more of a buttery note, more a little bit of sweetness, and give it a little bit more texture when you incorporate it with, say, the cheesecake graham cracker crust. Now, that's not saying that you have to use that, but you could probably just get away with using TFA cheesecake graham cracker crust now, because in my honest opinion, I think that flavor is very versatile to use in a pie recipe, because you don't get that much cheesecake from it. You get more, and when you single flavor test this, you understand what I'm talking about. If your palate's kind of like the same way mine is, and mine's adjusted almost to folk arts too, so I'm sure he'll agree with it. You don't get that much of a cheesecake note. You get more of like the graham cracker note on it. So it makes for a really good base pie crust. Yep. So you could probably just utilize that and maybe go at, I don't know, all the way up to probably 6%. It does have a lot of acetylprazine in it, so it does have it in it. So when it steeps, that's going to come out more. But percentage-wise, folk art, or if you're just going to use that as a standalone, that's up to you. I mean, if you want to incorporate Capella sugar cookie, that's up to you as well. And it's also up to you, BlackMamba, on how you want your crust to be. Do you want it to be more of like a buttery, like or just like a graham cracker type crust on your pie?
I think I might add just a little bit of sugar cookie in there, just give it like that, a little bit of a buttery taste, Now,
keep in mind, TFA flavors, they're not like Flavora. So, and you're going to notice this too. With I noticed you have a couple Flavora concentrates in your arsenal, and this as well from doing your homework, which is excellent. Mm-hmm. That certain companies, like there's a ballpark kind of like what percentages that they're kind of good at. TFA is, around that 5% range. I feel that's the way I like to use them. So folk art, what are you thinking as far as the percentage on that? If he's going to incorporate some Capella sugar cookie, I'm going to grab those two flavors actually, because I want to mix this shit up. I want to see how it tastes.
In my opinion, I would probably use the cap sugar cookie at around 2%. And maybe the TPA, TFA, TPA, same thing. Cheesecake graham crust at around 4%. That's just my opinion. So that's our first layer. That's our crust. So the second layer, we need to think about the body, the main note of this profile, which is the banana cream. And it's pretty obvious that you should probably use the TPA banana cream. It's a wonderful flavoring. It can be quite strong. Most bananas are kind of strong. Some banana flavorings have that banana runt candy flavor, which I don't particularly like. Maybe some people like it if they were making a candy vape. But the TFA banana cream doesn't have quite so much of that. It's probably the best one for a banana pie or banana cream pie type recipe. So now, in most of my recipes, I generally use low percentages. Shake, I think, uses higher percentages in his recipes.
Not that bad, Jesus Christ!
Do I?
No, I don't. I don't. No.
I mean, some of my recipes are like 4 and 5% totals. Well, it's like crazy.
I'm not going to say no names, but I mean, I ain't. I don't. My tobacco recipe only uses like 6%.
That's true.
It just depends on what I'm making. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But as far as the banana cream, I would probably use that around 2%. Might go up to 2.5 to 3. What do you think, Shake?
Yeah. I mean, depending on how forward you want the banana, yeah. I mean, you could 2 to 3%. That's up to you. How like here's the thing. What do you want to be the start? Like, you want the banana to kind of be the top note in the recipe, or do you want more of a crust? So that's what you got to think about when you're creating this recipe. Now, keep in mind. Now, if you're making this for somebody else, ask them. But this is for you. Yeah. So you're making this for you. Screw everybody else. You want something that you want to be an all-day vape. So, I mean, I'm not saying screw everybody else, but make it to where you like it. Like, you know what I mean? To where you want it to be.
Yeah, and with that, actually, I want the banana cream and the crust to be an all-in-one. So I kind of want it to be like a 50-50. Maybe even like a 70-40, not a 70-40, but a 60-40 on like banana cream, just a little bit more than the crust. But I want to be able to taste everything that that is inside of the recipe. Not saying like I want to be able to taste sugar cookie, but I want to be able to taste like the butteriness of a sugar cookie, and I want to be able to taste the texture of the graham cracker, and then I want to be able to taste the fruitiness of the banana. So I mean, I want to be able to taste everything all in one rather than tasting something a little bit more than the other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So where are we at, Folk Art? I can pull up my ATF, or if you want to do yours, or even if BlackMamba wants to do his, it's up to you. So we were talking about doing the cheesecake graham cracker crust. What was the percentage that we were going to go with on that?
What about 2 or 3%? And then the sugar cookie around 2%. Actually, I think I said 4% on the TFA
sugar cookie.
No, on the cheesecake graham crust. That might be a little high.
What, 4?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, it depends on how many ingredients you're going to throw at it. If you want more of a buttery, like he said, I heard him say butter, you're probably going to. I guess 3.5%. We'll just call it.
I'm gonna go grab everything so I can mix up
That's
this
great.
recipe.
I'm thinking about it here. I would say 3.5%. Sugar cookie at 2%. Yeah. So that's like 5.5%. So roughly around those two. The banana cream. He said he kind of wants a 50-50. So
would you add any FA meringue with that banana cream? Or maybe even some fresh cream.
Honestly, I'd say Bavarian cream. He has Bavarian cream.
Yeah, that's probably a better choice. Yeah,
that's going to thicken it up real nice for you.
Yeah,
that TFA Bavarian cream. I think that would be great. I mean, you can incorporate some meringue, and I wouldn't say the marshmallow. Kick the marshmallow out. The Bavarian cream, would be a good way to go.
Yeah,
just by looking at its flavors. I mean, you can throw a touch of meringue in there if you want to kind of give it some sweetness, but.
Yeah, because he doesn't have any super sweet.
No. Well, and I would say marshmallow, but it's just going to mute.
Yeah, I don't use that.
Honestly, like I'm going to throw a little curveball here. What I think maybe incorporate maybe a 1% of that bananas Foster that he has, because that flavoring has a lot going on in it. It has a little bit of brown sugar taste to it. It has a little bit of caramel. It has a little bit of banana, and if you think about it, that banana that's in that TFA Bananas Foster can accent or kind of complement that banana cream already. And utilizing it at maybe 1%, if you incorporate it with that banana cream to kind of give it that extra boost that it needs without really adding like other creams to the recipe, kind of like,
Right.
And it'll kind of give it that fried taste also. It'll kind of help with the sugar cookie and the cheesecake graham cracker crust.
Go for it.
I might be wrong, but I would say I maybe say throw the bananas Foster in at 1% just to see where it plays with it. Now the TFA Bavarian cream. Let me see. We got go ahead, Folkart. I'm sorry, I'm writing this stuff down.
That's all right. I would say Bavarian cream is one of my favorite flavorings, and I've used it anywhere from 1% all the way up to 4%, depending on what I want to do.
Yeah.
Since the bananas and cream. It's not the banana cream is not that heavy on the cream. Yes, it's there, but it's not that heavy. So you could probably go pretty high with the Bavarian cream. What do you think?
Well, yeah, that would just kind of be like you're gonna add body to it.
Yeah,
like kind of add like mouthfeel. I honestly, I wouldn't go above 2% on that. I'd probably stick maybe to maybe 1.5 to 1.75. I think to play it safe, I would say 1.5%.
Yeah.
And then you can always steep this for like a day or two to kind of get those creams to kind of like that cream to kind of like get in there with that sugar cookie and all that other stuff to kind of meld together.
Yeah.
And if you feel that you want a more like creamier, heavier vape, you could probably add maybe 1/4% more. So I would roughly say the TPA Bavarian cream at like 1.5%. Now, if you was to incorporate another cream, I think you have another cream in there in your arsenal.
The FA cream fresh or fresh cream?
No. Honestly, I think that would probably. I think that would probably be it. To be honest with you, he does have vanilla custard, guys. You threw that list up for people to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he does have. I don't know if anybody in the chat's making any suggestions. So if you guys got any suggestions in the chat, tag us at B2B or DIY Mixers Crew, and we can maybe utilize some of your thoughts on what you think that should go in there. Now, I mean, he does have vanilla custard. He does have vanilla cupcake. If you want to add a little bit more weight to it, you could probably throw in maybe 1%. Get rid of the Bavarian. Well, you could probably complement that, but get rid of the Bavarian cream and maybe throw vanilla custard in it. Give it a little bit more heavy vanilla note. But nah.
Well, I mean, the vanilla custard will add like an egginess to it. And if that's what you want, I'd say go for it. But if you're not wanting like an eggy kind of taste to it, then that's not really going to help. I don't think.
I get more vanilla.
But now, yeah.
Vanilla cupcake. No, I think that's good where it's at. The Bavarian cream at 1.5%. Sugar cookie. I just got to see how much Bananas Fosters I have left. And banana and cream. What was that at? What did we agree on that?
I think I said like maybe 3 to 4%.
Yeah, 3 to 4%. Yeah, go 4.
Now, this recipe may turn out tasting like shit. All y'all mixers out there that are starting to mix yourself, do not be afraid to fuck up. It's
trial and error, man.
It's all a process.
Mixing is, man.
I've got 5 or 6 recipes right now that I've let steep for about a week now, and I vaped on it, and I'm like, what in the hell is this crap?
Not like that. What's that new one you came out with?
Oh, well, I kind of like that one. I kind of like
the Lubricon, huh?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm kidding. I didn't get a chance to mix it up yet, but I will.
Yeah,
that's another one, lemon lime. Like, who the fuck gets lemon lime? I mean, there's probably people out there that get lemon lime, but I have lemon and lime, not lemon lime. Because I figured, what the fuck? Why am I going to buy lemon lime when I got both lemons and lime? You know,
I've very seldom used that, but it's good if you want to add a slight lime to something.
I know. I'm pissing with you, dude. So we got TPA Bavarian cream. That's another one of my favorite creams that I love using. It adds a lot of mouthfeel, a little bit of weight to your recipe, man. It gives you some good Bananas Foster. I think I'm kind of almost out of that. Hopefully I got some left. Yeah, I got like probably 2 mils left, but it should work. It should work. This is literally like 2.5 years old, I think. I'm sure it's still good. It's not black yet, so it's still good.
BlackMamba, do you have any,
I got maybe
sweetener?
30 mils left.
Oh. It's good flavor.
BlackMamba, do you have any sweetener?
Yes, that's one that I did not add, and I did tell David that I had ordered last week. It was actually super sweet.
Okay, so you do have some super sweet.
Oh, you do? You have that in there too.
Yeah, you can. That's a very, very strong sweetener. It's the best one that I've found. I really like.
You got a 120 and super sweet?
Yeah, that'll last you a while.
That'll last you about 1.5 years, man. Unless you like super sweet vapes, and that's up to you. Yeah. So BlackMamba, what are you mixing? What size you mixing up on this? I say, what the hell? Add 1/4% of super sweet in there too. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's what I was thinking. 1/4% of super sweet. That's what I would really been using it at. I do have, and I'll mention it now. I do have another recipe coming out.
Oh my God! Look out!
Awesome!
Look out, everybody! I got to switch screens here.
Can you tell us about it?
Let's talk about it while I type us into ATF.
Okay.
Let's talk about this. You talk about this recipe, and you tell me how you're going to tackle this. I'm excited. I am so excited. And this is what makes mixing fun. Uni mixers, this is awesome. You know, because for us old asses that don't have no thought process anymore when it comes to recipe creation, that's what makes these new mixers so great, because they got so many ideas. Yeah. So many ideas. But go ahead.
I remember how I was talking to you last week, and how I was telling you back when Steam was on the channel, I was telling you how I was waiting on the Super Sweet to come in. And it finally came in, I believe, like the night after, or like maybe that night, like just after the video. And so I've been tinkering with this recipe for a little bit, and it's actually a strawberry sugar cookie.
Ooh.
It's sitting on my ATF account, and it's been sitting on there since before the blueberry lemon smoothie. And I don't know why I haven't released it. I know how you guys kept on saying stop being scared and just get out there and go ahead and release it.
Yeah.
The real reason why I haven't released it is just because I just haven't. I mean, it's a really good flavor. I actually like it more than I like the blueberry lemon smoothie, because I can sit there and I can vape on strawberry sugar cookies all day, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, you know, just because you create a really good recipe doesn't mean that you have to release it. It's your recipe. You can do whatever you want to.
You don't have to release it.
Nah, not at all. You know, I know a lot of people that make a lot of recipes that they just don't want to release them. They're doing it for themselves, and that's perfectly fine. The only reason that I release them is to try to give people options, cheaper options, to vape some decent juice. Some people think that some of my juices are okay, so it's just if they have a certain profile that just like this, this thing right here that I bought, and this is like $25, and it's
oh wow,
yeah, and
yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And and it's not a bad juice. It's not a fantastic juice, but there's a lot of people that really like that profile. And if I can make something that's pretty close to it, that's a hell of a lot cheaper, why not put it out there and let people try it out.
Well, I know that this is getting off topic from the mix that we're about to do now, but
okay.
I wonder if you guys have the flavor, because I kind of want you guys to try it out and tell me what you think.
Is it that ODCI straw? I don't have that one. That's what everybody's been raving about. Whatever it is. I don't know what the hell it is.
Which one?
It is? I don't know. What is it? Folk art? I can't even pronounce it. That OSDIY strawberry flavor.
One stop shop DIY or
like yeah.
I
that's not what it is.
Okay. It's TPA's strawberry ripe, Caps sweet strawberry, Cap super sweet, Cap sugar cookie, and Flavor Arts cookie.
Oh yeah.
Those that's a very popular profile. Strawberry cookie. A lot of people use TFA strawberry ripe and Cap's sweet strawberry as a combo to create a strawberry. Very popular, very popular stone.
Not one of my favorites, strawberry ripe. Mm-hmm. It needs to steep a long time for me.
Yeah.
But so we're gonna mix this up. I'm not gonna put my mixing camera on.
Well, unfortunately, I don't have Bananas Foster, so
that's all right.
I can't.
You don't have to put it in there, dude. No, you're mixing it. Don't worry about the Bananas Foster, because you know what? You could be that guy that says, okay, you know what? I didn't mix it with Bananas Foster, and this is what I think it tastes like without the Bananas Foster.
Can I sub something for it?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna put pickle in there.
Yeah.
One-on-one pickle.
Can you screen share that recipe on all the flavors?
Me? Yes, I can, sir.
Awesome.
Let me see if I can find it. Where are we at here? Oh, sorry, I got to go on my other screen here. Come on. I'm making a 30 mil, so I don't know what you're making, folk art.
I'll make a 30 mil too.
Okay. I'm gonna have to blow it up for you so you can see it.
Okay.
Can you see it good?
Yeah, that looks pretty good. Yeah.
I can make it bigger if you want.
No, that's fine.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
So we got to start off with the banana cream. Let's see what we got there. We got 4% of that. I was looking at that at first because I'm thinking, you know what? We incorporated that bananas Foster in there, but then I looked at the other percentages and I was thinking maybe dropping a little bit, but I'm like, nah, because he said, you know, I think that's good where it's at, 4%. TPA is not like the strongest flavors. 4%. So that's 1.2. You mixing this now too, BlackMamba, or no?
Yeah, I'm on my third flavor so far.
Oh, look at you, man.
Man, I'm slow.
You're like Grease Lightning, man.
I don't even have my nick in yet.
You're like the Olympics, man. You're getting the gold medal here for mixing. This might turn out to be my all-day vape. I'm excited, man.
Yeah.
I'm real excited. Bananas Foster. Look, this is how sad I was. Well, I got screen share on right now. Like I used to pop the damn dripper bottles off because I used to mix with syringes. I used to pop the dripper caps off and throw them away. But now that I mix by weight, I wish I never would have some of the older flavors that I have in my arsenal. I wish I would have kept them damn, drippers. Tops on 0.3. I should have enough.
Yeah,
it's been a long time since I vaped this, and that's the thing about the Bananas Foster too is it does have kind of like that caramelized. Now that I think about it, it's been a very long time since I mixed with this. It does bring back some of the flavor notes that I remember tasting on my palate. It does kind of have that caramelized sugar taste to it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got enough shit. I got enough to make another 30 mils in there. The Bavarian cream, 1.5. So that'd be 0.45.
My graham cracker clear ain't too clear anymore.
I don't think we're using graham cracker clear, dude. We're using graham cracker crack.
We are, aren't we?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Are you even looking at the screen, folk art?
I'm trying to.
My God, you're fired, dude.
Here we go.
You're fired. Hey, besides that looper recipe that you're working on, just so we don't have dead air, are you working on anything spectacular?
Anything spectacular? I am working on a White Russian.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yeah, I'm working on that. I'm also.
You allowed to talk about it or no?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
You allowed to talk about it or no?
Yeah, I can talk about it. I mean, it's basically just a cream base with a coffee-like caramel rum type of flavor. So I'm thinking of using Jamaican rum in it. Mm-hmm. With there's not a lot of good coffee flavors out there because a White Russian is made with Kahlua and cream basically and vodka, and I don't know of any good vodka flavors out there, which I don't drink, but I don't really want to vape vodka anyway. But but so I'm thinking about maybe going with the rum and maybe just some type of a caramel to kind of imitate that coffee flavor. So it'll be a creamy, caramelly, rummy type drink.
They actually do make, I can't remember if it's Flavor West or if it's TFA. I can't remember. I was looking into it. I think I bought the Kahlua. I didn't I think I flavor tested it too, but I can't remember. It was when we were doing one of those challenges on our regularly scheduled program, guys. So make sure you check it out this Sunday.
Yeah.
4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We were doing, I think it was our coffee challenge that we were doing. I think I was messing around with that Kahlua. It might have been Kahlua. I don't know. I'd have to look at my flavors.
Yeah, I was going to order the Kahlua.
What, you remember who it was? Was it Flavor West?
I would have to search for it. Yeah, I'm not sure about that, but
Right. My PG, my VG.
But there is a Kahlua flavor out there.
Bad news though on the wide mouth bottles that I spoke highly of. I mean, they're still good. Don't get me wrong, but they still do leak a little bit.
Oh, really?
But they are like 1,000 times better than the Gorilla bottles. I mean, I mean, it's just a hair that you might get some juice that pops up, but like with the freaking Gorilla bottles, you got to literally double drip with them things. You got to fucking drip it off the side and then from the top. But at least this one, it's not as like crazy. You know what I mean? But what I like about it though is it gives you a lot of headroom. So if you get the 30 mil ones and you're mixing a 30 mil, it gives you a lot of headroom where you can, when you shake up your recipe, I mean, there's some nice space up there that gives you a lot of room to shake it up.
Okay. Can you turn off your screen share?
Yeah. What are you done mixing already?
Yeah, man.
You're a fucking ninja, bro. You're a ninja. 2838. Okay, that's all I gotta remember. Stop screen share.
Were you not done?
No, dude. Yeah, whatever.
I was just sitting here waiting on you guys.
Oh, God. Okay, dude. Just go watch Pippa's show when she did the mixing challenge, dude. The fast. I think it was like 30 seconds, but I think they were jacking me and they said it wasn't that fast. But I'm telling you, dude, we're gonna have a rematch with Pippa and the Australians.
Yeah, I was kind of thrown into that competition unwillingly.
Yeah, I threw you under the bus.
I was not prepared for that.
You prevailed.
Yeah, but my recipe sucked. See, I was under the impression that we were taking three flavors, and we were going to try to make a recipe with 3 flavors in 3 minutes or something.
Yeah,
3 and 3.
No, I think it was like whoever went like the fastest mixer or whatever they were. Because I think it was Paul. Paul was doing the horse races that day or something.
Yeah,
and they were like doing a race for the mix. I see Graham in the chat. He said Kahlua and cream. Was that the flavor, Graham, or is that just what you like, Kahlua and cream? I don't know.
I'm thinking that it might have been like.
I'll go look.
I'm thinking like it might have been Liquid Barn that had a Kahlua flavor.
No, fuck no.
No.
You know what? It's pissing me off now. I'm gonna go find it. Oh no, I'm on my ATF. I'll just look in my my stash. Hold on.
Okay.
Just let me look at my stash. You guys can vape that shit while I'm looking in my stash.
Right.
Come on, flavors. My computer's running slow as fuck.
So, BlackMamba, have you dripped it yet?
Flavor.
No, not yet.
Flavor West. It was right. I was right. Flavor West.
Okay.
You're right, Graham. But yeah, it just says Kahlua on all the flavors. Hey, Graham, speaking of, since you're in the chat, I don't know if you got any pull with my man Q. I think I asked him like last week to throw some new flavors in. I posted a link to Bickford's website. You can maybe get a hold of him, see if he can throw those in sometime. No rush, but I'm working on a recipe that I'd really like to have those flavors put in from Bickford. It doesn't have to be the whole, like, 200 whatever the hell they have.
There used to be a way where you could add other, and I don't think that feature that he has that feature anymore.
I'll be right back. Yeah. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
It used to be other. I seen that in there too, but I think it's still in there. Sometimes it gets goofy though.
Yeah.
Like it'll pop up and then other times it won't. It smells really, really good.
It does. It smells real good.
Yeah. I think the Bananas Foster is going to make it, but you don't have that.
Nah, I don't have that, so.
to be you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Sucks to be you.
Mm-hmm.
There is a form to fill out. Is there any way that you can PM me that form, Graham? Thank you. You're awesome. Or is there a form that you have? It's on his website.
Yeah, it's a link in the menu bar.
Okay.
Yeah, where you could submit flavors. Yeah.
Ooh, this is good.
Well,
This is really good.
I don't know how yours is with the bananas Foster, but this is pretty fucking good.
This is fucking dynamite. Woo!
It's pretty heavy on. I mean, it's not heavy on the banana, but you get that full banana flavor.
I'm loving this shit. Yeah. Oh, time out. Lewis's wife is okay. Thank God. Thank you, Lewis.
Good. Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We were worried about you, bro.
Yeah.
All glad everything's all good. Hopefully, she's, going to be coming home. Hopefully, she's not having to stay over the hospital or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to hear everything's okay. This is really fucking good.
Yep.
Dude, it's even the waft just smells good.
Yeah.
It's just so good. I love it. You got to get that bananas Foster. Throw that in there because that caramelized, that brown sugar note in there, man, really makes it.
Yeah.
Woo. Loving it.
Are you getting much of the graham of the crust?
Well, you got to let it steep for a little bit, though. You know what I mean? It's going to have to. That banana is going to tone down a little bit, and that graham cracker is going to come through a little bit after a day or two.
Mm-hmm. I changed my batteries here.
You know what, BlackMamba? Good idea, man. This is a good recipe, and I think that actually that comment that you made about saying that you had that super sweet and incorporating that super sweet at the tail end of the recipe, it gives it that sweet note at the bottom, and I think it's not overwhelming, and it's not like you know what I mean. It's not like overpowering the recipe. What do you think of it? You like it? Yay, nay?
I'm gonna have to go because I'm about to go make a baby with this juice.
Good, ain't it? I'm telling you. See what collaboration's all about? That's what makes mixing fun, guys. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You know, and that's what's awesome about the DIY community when people collaborate together and come up with an excellent juice. I think that we're going to post this on ATF for B2B. We usually don't post B2B recipes because we didn't get that far, you know, in the shows and stuff like that. But I think this is damn well done. I think once it steeps, though, that banana is probably going to tone down just a little bit, and that graham cracker is going to come through a little bit, and it's going to be pretty awesome.
Yep.
So what do you like about this? Yes, he will publish it, Graham. What do you like about this recipe? What's sticking out to you? Is it where you wanted it to be? Now, here's the thing about that. Now, this is just off the scale. This is just right off the top of your head, BlackMamba, on what you renditioned as a new mixer for a banana pie. Me and Folkart kind of helped you along, but this is your creation, and you kind of said that you wanted that 50-50 type of blend. Now, where are you now? Keep in mind, like I said, once it steeps a little bit, you're probably going to get a little bit more graham cracker coming out. That sugar cookie is probably going to get in there a little bit. Where's it at for you?
It's actually pretty good for me. What I actually did while we were sitting there waiting, because I did test it out before you guys, while you guys were actually still looking at the second set of flavors when you guys were looking at Super Sweet. I did test out the recipe, and I did add a little bit more of the Bavarian cream to it. I think I went up to about a 0.6, so I added about 2 more.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, I added about 2 more to it, and then it was really hitting where I needed it to be. I am waiting on the graham crust to come in a little bit, so like you said, I am going to let that steep for a little bit. I think I'm going to come back to this flavor in about maybe. I really don't want to come back to it. I really want to just vape it all right now.
Here's the thing about steeping. Here's my philosophy, and this is, I mean, you could take it with a grain of salt, and everybody's different on their mixing. That's why I call myself Shake and Vape 007 is because my belief is if it's good off the scale, it's going to be good and just get better when it steeps. If it's shit off the scale, it's going to be shit. I mean, it might, depending on what it is. I mean, there are some flavors that do need a long steep. Like if you're making like a third world custard or something like that has like fucking 10% custard or whatever, you know what I mean? It has to steep for a very long time, or tobaccos or something like that, just to get some subtle notes to come out of it. But 9 times out of 10, if it's good off the scale, I mean, granted, down the line, some flavors might fade and they might blend together. There's a lot of juices, me personally, I like when they're fresh, regardless on what notes are going to come out, because like later on down the line, because like keep in mind, like I said, that there's acetylpyrazine in cheesecake graham cracker crust. Okay, now after probably a month after this sits, I can guarantee you that Capella's sugar cookie and that cheesecake graham cracker crust it's not going to take it over, but that banana is probably going to just fade out of there. Like, you know what I mean? So that's the thing with fruits. Fruits don't stay as well as they should in mixing.
That's actually the problem that I'm, even though I released it, that's actually the problem that after about 2 weeks, actually, that I'm having with the lemon inside of the blueberry lemon smoothie. Lemon is like a really hard flavor to actually keep in a flavor note.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
It is in flavor arts. Even though I love that flavor, lemon Sicily is one of my all-time favorite lemons. It's probably got to be the worst out of every lemon out there. Like a week, it starts going bye. Like after a week, that's why you'll notice when it goes back to what me and Folk Art were talking about early on when you're comparing the average percentage in a recipe on all the flavors. Some mixers, like me personally, I use lemon Sicily very high at like 3.5 to 4% in a recipe. And then some mixers might say, why the fuck are you using it that high? It's because I really enjoy that lemon, but at the end of the day, it steeps, it fades out. So I kind of want it to stick around a little bit. So I add a little bit more lemon in there because I know it might be lemon in your face when you first vape it, but that lemon's going to start fading away on you. You know what I mean? Now, going further in your mixing career, you're gonna notice that you can incorporate, and you probably already know this, that kind of like adding another lemon to it, like lemon or FE lemon or something like that, to kind of support that flavor art lemon. You know what I mean? To kind of push it along a little further. Now, before we get out of here, that's one more thing though. Some mixers even, they'll omit ingredients out of their recipe. I've tried it a few times in a steeping process. Like if you know something's going to be gone in a month, but you need something to steep for a month, like a heavy custard or something, but you like that lemon. You know what I mean? I'll let that shit steep for 3 weeks. I won't even put the freaking lemon in there. You know what I mean? I'll let it go for 3 weeks, and then 2 weeks before I'm ready to vape it, then I'll throw that lemon in there, and then kind of like that lemon won't be at the wayside by the time those custards fully got a chance to bloom, those custards and creams. But, you know, that's another show. But freaking phenomenal job today, BlackMamba.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you put that recipe in ATF. Name it and release it today.
Absolutely.
On ATF, because it is absolutely fucking phenomenal. I love it.
I will. I'll make sure that I release it tonight.
What's that?
I said I will. I'll make sure that I release it tonight.
Awesome. I am gonna rate this shit like fucking 5.5 stars as soon as we get out of here. But yeah, it's good. Other than that, guys, BlackMamba, thank you so much for being attentive and really, really taking the information that me and Folk Art give to you and run with it. It's. I think that we're really working well together. I think this show is becoming a success. I really enjoy the content that we're putting out. But other than that, that's all I got. Make sure you check us out this Sunday, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, for our regular show, DIY Mixers Crew, with the rest of the crew. And I know you, Steam. Now, are you a regular on Steam show, Juiced?
Yes, I am.
And that is at 7 p.m., right? Eastern Standard.
7:30.
7:30. I don't know why I always say 7. 7:30 Eastern Standard Time on Sundays. Pretty much right after DMC live. Folk Art, what do you got for us before we get out of here? I know we got the milk challenge and all that stuff. If you want to talk about anything that give people some teasers before we get out of here.
Is there any question that BlackMamba you have, or anything that that you would want to accomplish this week for next week's show? Do you have any? Do you want us to give you any homework? In other words,
oh, we're giving them homework. You come up. You're the teacher. You come up with the homework.
I'm the teacher.
You're the teacher. I'm the student. I'm learning from you, Mr. Boss Reserve.
Bullshit.
I actually am giving myself a little bit of homework. I know that I'm going to be mixing a little bit of something with the apple, mixing something like that together.
Okay.
I did get my banana. This banana is amazing. So now I'm moving on to the apple.
Awesome.
Trying to figure out what I can mix up with the apple.
Okay.
I know that this weekend I am going to be out of town, but I am going to be releasing the strawberry sugar cookie Saturday night right before I go out of town. So
sweet. Can't wait to try that.
Speaking of that, since you're going out of town, are you going to be on Juice this weekend or no?
Sadly, no, I'm not.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll make sure if you said you're releasing that Sunday or Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah. Is it okay if we talk about it this Sunday, or you want to leave it
right ahead?
Or is that going to be Steam?
Everybody can talk about it. I mean, hey.
Well, you're turning into like this freaking ninja mixer here. You know what I mean? So,
that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to put my foot in the door, trying to get out there.
This recipe's the bomb. I'm loving it. All right. Go ahead, Folk Art. What do you got, buddy? You said you're going to put that recipe, that homework. What do you, I didn't catch that. What kind of homework are you giving yourself?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
What was the homework? Go ahead, Folk Art.
The homework was trying to formulate something with the apple.
The apple, yes. Apple. I could see apple. I could see cookie. I could see. Oh my God, I could see it. I could see it, envision it right now. I'm excited.
Yeah.
All right, Folk Art.
All right, guys. I guess that's the show. Good job, Mamba. Did an awesome job, man. Really love the vape. I hope we were helpful. And
now here's the thing though. Yeah, here's the thing though too. Remember these percentages on your recipe. Revert back to it. Think about, hey, this is how I made this banana pie, and then build upon it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Use it as reference material for your future recipes. You know what I mean? This is how the sugar cookie and graham cracker worked in this. So maybe I can try to incorporate it with something else. It's trial by error, and that's what makes mixing fun.
Yeah.
You know?
So
I definitely will. And you guys, sorry for cutting you off,
that's
but
fine.
you guys were and are very helpful.
Awesome.
Thanks. Yeah, just think of all those like 3 layers as layers and as almost like a stone to build upon, and you can use that in another recipe, that same combination of layer for many different things.
Awesome. Folk Art.
All right, guys. I guess that's it.
We'll see you next week, BlackMamba. Hey, be safe on your trip this weekend. That's all we got for you guys. We will see you next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Back to the Basement. Back to the basics.
Bye-bye.
Everybody have a great night.
You too. See you.
You are now listening to LSF.